No, wait. Now we're rolling. Actual recording is higher quality. See, it's trying to assuage us. Tell us that we're not. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Lamb. To John Talks to Lamb and Lamb Talks to John.
I mean, it's still Lamb all the John, technically.
True.
That's just
We have our own.
That's the parents.
Yeah, we have our own spin-off show.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
This a spin-off? Yeah.
I would say so. I think the what do you call it?
I think we're using the product to get views.
Yes. Well, the flagship is the sketch show, but then, all good flagships have their own spin-offs that, support the universe that the main show has.
So is this just our young Sheldon?
Yes, this is our young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Or the what was it, the quick characters, minute characters, whatever we were calling that thing. True. That could be young Sheldon,
I feel like that's a little different because we were still acting technically. Not even technically.
That's true. That's true. Are you trying to say that that we're not acting here? This is the disclaimer part of the podcast. Everything we say is a joke. Nothing is real.
This is SNL, but this is like the parts in between the sketches.
The parts in between the sketches. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have not really watched that much SNL. I'll occasionally see clips.
And you call yourself an actor?
Well, I'm a snob, so I don't watch things that are cool. Like I haven't seen Game of Thrones. Call it. Really, I've seen like the first 3 episodes.
I've also not seen Game of Thrones. That's still more than me.
Welcome to the party. All right. So, what I should say at the very beginning of this, that I hereby solemnly swear not to bully you. I bullied you too much last time. I think I had bullied you in too long. So I bullied you harder last time than I should have bullied you. And I promise hereby out that your dumbass will not get bullied anymore.
I feel like you're just doing this because people can hear you.
What? Because they can see me being a bad person, and now I have to change. I have to change myself.
Absolutely.
No,
you're doing it for the publicity.
No. That's absolutely
not a PR stunt.
Wait.
You are afraid of being attacked by the Twitters. You're afraid about being attacked by the Twitter fingers because you were actively verbally assaulting me during the month of February. I still have like a couple of days left.
Yeah, first of all, it's still February. Second of all, Twitter fingers?
Yeah, I said it.
No way is that what they're actually called.
I don't know. That's what I call them.
Well, I think it's going to catch on, especially considering that the name of the platform is now X.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't conform to that mindset.
Me neither. You may also hear in the voice of one of us involved here that they are a little bit snuffy. Snuffy? Their nose they are congested.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think snuff is the right word that you're thinking of.
Is snuffy not the right? Wait.
Stuffy, maybe.
Maybe I'm thinking of snuffy as... Wait.
Because snuff is a completely different genre of film.
Oh, snuffy's... Oh, wait. What? Mr. Snuffleupagus. Also known as Snuffy? Yeah. Oh, I'm guessing this, VTuber is not that character.
I doubt it.
I wanted to...
Snuffy,
maybe I need to type
to
definition.
Become annoyed or take offense, marked by snobbery. Snuffy.
I'm seeing supercilious, contemptuous, some snuffy old stockbroker.
According to Collins Dictionary, the fourth definition, which I think is more fitting for you, the fourth definition is disagreeable and unattractive.
Well, I was referring to you as Snuffy.
Oh, I'm aware.
That's not how I meant it. I meant snuffy as in your nose is all snuffed up. But I guess the word that I'm looking for is stuffy. Stuffed up.
Yes. I am congested. I've been fighting the flu for the last week.
Did you win or did you die?
Well, I don't think I'm dead yet.
Well, that's
Although
good.
I felt like death a couple of times.
Oh.
I thought I just had some quick sickness. And so I started getting sick a week ago, literally a week ago. And then I thought I was good by 3 days later because I felt like I was fine. So I went to work and I struggle to do basic tasks.
Oh,
Uh, like I'm a maintenance man. If you don't know, I'm a handyman. I do all the cool stuff. I fix appliances and fans and ACs and whatnot. And I was doing very simple things like fixing an ice maker and changing somebody's front door lock. And doing that alone left me completely winded, and having coughing fits. And I was coughing up a lot of gross stuff.
are you sure
And
this
so I
was
was
the
like, hey,
flu or did you get COVID?
see, so on Thursday, which was the day after I went home early from work because I was like, "Hey, I'm not doing good actually. Let me go home." And
Wait,
they're
so you
like,
worked for
"Okay,
like
you
4
should get."
days while sick?
I didn't work for door. No, I called out the first 2 days. I went back to work on the third day. I left early the third day. On the fourth day, I was like, "Hey, I'm not doing good." They said go to a doctor, get a doctor's note. So I went to the doctor, which by the way is a lot less difficult than they tell you, because it was my first time going to the doctor on my own. At my grown
What? How did you
age,
manage that?
listen, I don't get sick very often,
Wait,
so
hold
I
on a
don't
sec.
have a reason to go to the doctor.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Does a dentist count as a doctor?
No, I would put them in their different realm, mostly because they have different kinds of insurance.
True. Well, then in that case, I may have
I
never been to an actual doctor all by my lonesome.
I need to go to the dentist as well, but we're working on that. We'll figure that out later,
Yeah.
and
Amen.
probably in a couple paychecks. But uh, ended up going to I went to urgent care. I didn't go to the doctor technically, and I told them all my symptoms and stuff, and they're like, "Well, the first thing we're gonna do." Oh, actually, before we get to that, my boss got sick the same day that I got sick, and he went to the hospital the same day I got sick. But he was doing a lot worse than I was, and at
Hmm.
first he said he had pneumonia, but then they're like, "No, he just has bronchitis." But both of those are highly contagious,
Yeah.
and we were
Yeah.
working very closely for like 2 weeks, and so I was like, "Dang, what if I have one of those things?" I should probably get that figured out. So that's the other reason why I went to the doctor. And they're like, well, we're first going to check to see if you have COVID or the flu, and then we're going to go from there. And they said, well, you tested negative for COVID, but you tested positive for the flu.
Well, I guess that answers that.
Yeah. But they're like, yeah, because it's been longer than the first 2 days, we can't prescribe you Theraflu, which I guess is supposed to like help a lot more in the first couple of days
Hmm.
when you figure out that you have the flu, which I didn't know that that was even a thing. Um, but yeah, they're like, well, we'll give you these prescription, and if you just take these, you'll be fine in like 2 days. And they weren't wrong.
Nice. So now you just have to deal with the residual 2 weeks
Yeah,
of congestion.
pretty much.
That's
But like,
fun.
I'm not dying anymore, which is good.
Yeah. It's that's impressive that you caught it now because I don't think we're in flu season. I think flu season was like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, I think we were at the tail end of it, honestly.
Huh. So
Well,
you're part
I
of
don't know. I
some
think
like
it fluctuates
spin-off.
depending on the. Well, also to be fair, I work at a complex with over 1,000 bed spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
And my boss, his kids had just gotten sick, and he has four different kids and a wife that were all sick for over a week, like the week prior.
God.
Which he told me that, and I was like, "Oh, why are you here?" And he was like,
Yeah.
I gotta pay the bills." And I
Gotta
was like, "I
work.
guess,
Yeah, yeah. Some
sure,
of those 5 kids aren't gonna cure themselves.
absolutely not." But yeah, so I think I might have got something from them, honestly. Like he passed it on from them.
Checks out. I mean, kids are really they're like, what do you call them? They're like the rats. They're like the rats of the Black Plague, but for every
Oh,
disease
absolutely.
ever.
They carry every disease ever. They're basically mosquitoes without being mosquitoes.
Right. They can transmit malaria by touch.
That's
They're
correct. We are
they're
saying that children are vermin to this world.
wow, two
Uh,
podcasts in a row. We children of the devil. That's pretty good. We're on a streak.
no, babies are easily swayed. That's what we said the last time.
Oh
We
yes,
can
yes.
teach them at a young age to be demons to their family.
Right. We can convince them pretty easily to join the dark side.
Correct. Children, they have their free will, unfortunately. So they can still be easily swayed. However, it depends on how they're raised. If they're raised that you have to listen to all adults, oh, it's easy. if they're raised to only listen to their parents, we have a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the best way to really get involved with it is just infect them with something like a flu, and then
Yeah,
sick them on their parents. Then you're good to go.
true.
Is this
Especially if they're like really close with their family, then we can get them all infected.
yeah, the
We're
more
just
hugs
we're
that
just
happen,
playing
you know?
we're just playing what's it called? Plague Inc.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. I think we're discussing waging viral warfare. No, it's not
This is
viral warfare.
biological warfare.
Biological warfare. Is that the right word?
That's kind of
Wow.
illegal. We probably should stop.
Well, if we just tag it with "this is all a joke, guys," don't actually infect
True, true, true,
children
true.
with
So our FBI agents do. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
yeah,
So like we both have our own individual FBI agents, right? That's like
assumedly,
in
yeah,
our phones and our systems. Do
right.
we have a third one for both of us?
I
S-
kind of think that it's like we're part. We don't just have one for each of us. We're part of a larger group. So there's one, and he's got about 6 or 7 people that he's monitoring or she's
What are the
monitoring.
odds that we have the same person though?
Well, that is more likely. I think like our agents are working together to a certain degree. They're like, oh, these two are, in the same area. Like they're like sharing notes and stuff. And so your guy definitely knows my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
What's
know
your
if it's
guy's name?
well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't know if I want to humanize him by giving him a
Uh
name.
huh. I do. I'm naming mine Philip.
Philip. It's a guy?
Sure.
All right. Fair enough.
Philip
Maybe he
Thompson.
understands more as a guy.
See, me and my FBI guy, we go way back.
How far back? Like 24ish years?
Uh, 24 and a half.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
I was off the radar for the first half of my
Yeah, do we get assigned to them at birth? I mean, that would have been in the 90s, at least for me.
I feel like it would have had to be like once they find out or once it's found out that our parents are pregnant. Cuz then they can start monitoring their
True.
pregnancy.
I mean, I imagine all this kind of started in like 2001, with like the Patriot Act and all that.
Oh, true.
That's when they
So
started
maybe
hiring
that's
people
when we
to
all got
monitor.
ours.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, no,
I had like
they've been
3 or 4
monitoring us
years.
before them because Social Security.
That's true, but that was more like they had a big filing cabinet and everybody's number was inside of there, and every time someone did something bad, they would write down under the number. Guy watched a YouTube video without watching the ads.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all digital, and so they're like, well, like YouTube is telling on us to our agent, being like, hey,
That's true.
yeah, they're blocking ads. You should do something about
I think
this.
our FBI agents are a lot more lax now because there's so much cybersecurity and so much easier ways to track us now than before. Like our digital footprint is outstandingly scary if you think about it. Uh,
True. Yeah. I mean, I stand by the concept of they are looking for terrorists, right? That's their main goal.
mhm.
And so they've kind of determined, obviously that we aren't terrorists,
They're looking for keywords.
Yes, yes. Yeah, well, I mean, they're monitoring everything that we do, but they are also like they've basically written us off as kind of just being degenerates, but not really being a threat to society as a whole. So
I don't know.
they're
I'm pretty sure in our text messages at some point we have possibly threatened somebody in political power.
Have we? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at
That
all.
wouldn't surprise me with the conversations that we have.
Who would we have possibly threatened?
I think
Abbott?
it wasn't us. I don't think it was us threatening. I think it was about the concept of it.
Oh, that's
ty-
very possible. I've also I'm in quite a few group chats where the stuff they talk about, I don't talk about.
Oh no, see, so with that, that's what puts you more on the list than me, because the people that you talk to, first of all, the conspiracy theorists, they're all conspiracy theorists.
There are no conspiracy theorists.
Are you sure about that?
Well, actually, I don't know. They might be conspiracy theorists.
John,
yeah,
you know they're conspiracy theorists.
Well, some of them are, but maybe we don't focus on the conspiracy side of things.
You don't have to. That's what the FBI agents are. That's what Philip is looking at.
Well, right. They have a hashtag conspiracy theorist in their profile underneath their social security number.
Absolutely. They actually everyone the FBI has a Discord channel for every single person, and they have different channels and different rooms for each of their different things.
Wait, it's a Discord server? I'm sorry, how does this work? Are they gonna pull
I
us
don't
into the
know.
Discord chat and then question us from there?
Ring, 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 ring. I'm the Discord FBI agent
Oh,
now.
you're the FBI agent.
Yeah,
Hello?
ring, ring,
Hello?
ring, ring. Hello, Jonathan.
Do I know you?
Uh,
How do you know my
no,
name? It's not
you don't
tagged
know me, but
anywhere.
I know you. We're in the same Discord server. Uh, don't check it.
This is really freaky. I kind of want to
This
block you and
is.
leave.
You can't do that. I'm actually a moderator. Um,
Oh, you're a moderator. Is that right?
yeah, you're beneath me. This is actually my first day doing this, so please don't be weird about it. We've seen that you've been in cahoots with a couple of questionable people, making questionable comments about questionable actions. Stay away from them if you know what's good for
Questionable by
you.
whose standpoint? Your standpoint?
Questionable by a national security standpoint, as
Oh,
well as your safety.
you're with national security. You're a
DC.
national security. You're a NASI.
Yeah, I'm a nasty. That sounds. Anyways, uh, excuse
See, I
me.
thrown you for a loop already, Mr. Security Agent. You don't know what to do.
Uh, I'll have you know I've watched every episode of Archer, so I know everything.
For a second.
You're nothing against me.
Oh, is Archer the training regiment that they put you guys through?
No, Archer is the comedy series from Fox, or that was on Fox, with H. John Benjamin, the greatest voice actor to ever live.
Right. Yeah. See, when you pulled me in here initially, I thought this was this was what happens to all like the Discord kittens out there, and I was ready to
Oh
fight for
no,
my right to survive.
you don't deserve to be a Discord kitten.
How dare you? First of all, and second of all, I have no desire to be a Discord kid.
That's because you couldn't be, even if you tried.
Oh,
Nothing you do
this
is worth the value of being a kitten.
this is a psyop. I knew it. You're trying to reverse psychology me into wanting to be. I see how it goes. I see how it goes. I understand now.
Listen, Mr. Wilson. I
What?
think you are. I think you are overcomplicating this conversation that we're having.
Right. I'm not even
Uh,
supposed to be here. I got stuff to do. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I
oh,
could be
absolutely.
sleeping right now.
Or you could be plotting against the president.
Well, that's also
Dun
true.
dun
Maybe I could
dun.
be dreaming about plotting against the president.
I don't know, possibly, but your dreams don't seem to be that extravagant.
You're right. You're right. I don't dream of being in a house with a stuffed animal dog.
Hey, leave your friend out of this.
Who? How do you know my friend?
Oh, I know everything about both of you.
All right. I'm just gonna leave the server. Is that? Are you
No,
done
wait,
threatening me?
wait.
Are you done threatening me, Mr. Agent?
For now, I just was sent to give you a warning.
That I'm getting too close to conspiracy theorists?
Yeah, you're getting into too deep. You're getting in over your head. If you know what's good for you, stay away. What is? Hold on. This is my first time. I got it.
Yeah. Look through the script, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You just should have had it
Into
memorized.
over your head. Stay away.
Right. Yep. I got that. Uh-huh.
Oh, and don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
Ovaltine? I don't have any Ovaltine.
And then he hangs up. Oh.
Leaving me alone in a Discord where I can see all of the other group chats that he is actively monitoring. And I see that they're all my group chats.
Yeah. You don't remember adding him to any of them.
Nope. I knew we shouldn't have been adding all of those music bots. That's how they
It was
get
just a
in.
bot this whole time. Oh, no. How did this happen?
Considering how long I've been on Discord, you think I'd know more about this software, but I have like it's so like surface level the way that I use this software.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
You use it for what you need it to.
Yeah.
This is me, by the way. The agent's gone. I don't know what happened in the last 5 minutes. That was crazy.
Oh. I don't
to
remember. We were just talking
to
normally.
go take a wee.
Yeah.
Who were you talking to?
I wasn't talking to anybody. We were talking normally, and then I like blacked out for a second.
Oh, that's crazy.
Woke up just now, and you said, "I don't know. It's just me."
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that.
Yeah,
It'd be crazy
yeah.
when this gets released in the last like 5-10 minutes is like mumble jumbled for some reason.
Mumble jumbo.
I was trying to say like staticky, like radio
Oh,
static
like they
noise.
censored it.
Yeah, but excuse me, hold on.
They don't need to censor the episode. They can just take you out IRL and you're done.
I mean, they're doing a good job at it already.
Yep, yep.
Freak.
They got your number.
Oh man. Oh, we currently have 3 marks, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
I totally forgot that you were doing that. Thank you. That's good.
yeah, that's my job. That's my job.
That's right. That's right.
Um, new topic. My friend built Jacob a computer.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
For his birthday, because his birthday is in 2 days.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of build was it designed for? Like video games? Is it like a gaming
Yeah,
computer? Nice. All
yeah,
right.
pretty sure. Uh, but Jacob, he's not the most tech savvy, so I have to help him like set it up and do all that stuff. And
Ah,
so I'm like, yeah, I can help you do that. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know that much about computers, so well, I'll do what I can. But geez, don't ask me how to do all this crazy stuff. But he mostly just wants to play Pokemon, so I just have to figure out where to find emulators and ROMs legally, of
yeah. I
course.
was gonna say wild because Pokemon's famously only on Nintendo software and hardware.
Yeah. I was also explaining that to him because he's like, "Oh yeah, we could probably do this in like 5 minutes, right?" And I was like, "No, it's gonna take a while to figure out how to get the stuff because like we can get the emulator easy. The problem is getting finding the games in a
Mm.
uh, good way that's not illegal for now.
You should just get him set up with Power World.
That's true.
That's like the best
I mean, he
Pokemon
has
that's ever
Steam
made. Oh yeah, yeah.
and he has Power World on his Xbox,
Has he?
but you got to pay for Power World on Steam. So
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. It was on Game Pass for Xbox.
yeah,
Wow.
all the games that we play, or most of the games that we play, are on Game Pass, so we don't have to worry. I mean, I guess technically he can pull up the Xbox stuff on his laptop or his computer now, so he can play through that.
That's
Because
fair.
that's what our friend does to play games with us.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is like if you're part of a subscription like Xbox Game Pass or I see to a certain degree there's also free versions of this where
Hmm.
like so as a Xbox Game Pass, right? They release a certain game or a small selection of games every month, right?
Hmm.
That most other people have to pay for. Instead, you're paying for the subscription software. I keep saying software. The subscription, whatever it is, that's giving you
I
these
think
games.
just subscription
Yes,
is the
yes.
right word.
And so you are part of a community of people that have that same event happening at the same time. And so you're all playing Power World for free. And then
Hmm.
I don't know if there's crossplay between their servers and PC servers, but those of us that are on PC are then playing,
Yes.
on we're sort of in our own little bubble over there. Like it's crazy
Hmm.
because it's happened. It happens quite a bit. I notice where, like on the trending tab of Netflix, for example, there's you're seeing like what everyone's watching at that time. And you're going, oh well, this is what everyone's watching. I should probably watch this too, so that I'm in the ethos with people.
Yeah.
And I've seen a direct correlation between stuff that I have seen, like on Netflix or through like Game Pass or something like that, and then seeing memes come out about it like a couple of days later that blow up,
Absolutely.
and again go like viral on the internet. It's like this is crazy how connected some of these spaces are.
Yeah. I mean, I think it at least for like the Game Pass stuff, because it's pretty much you're paying that subscription for a surplus amount of games that are usually you have to buy them to play them, but you're kind of it's almost like a I guess just a subscription, a pass even to play the games for free, quote unquote. Because you're not owning those games, but you can play them almost like you're playing them on the cloud, you know. Um, but not. It's confusing. You're playing the full game for that subscription, but you have a list of games that you can play, and a lot of times, especially more recently, they are releasing newer games on the Game Pass. So it's like, oh, cool. I don't have to buy this completely new game or this game that came out like a year ago, and I can just play it for only like I don't even know how much I pay for it, like $15. Um, and to get as much of a fill of it as I want until I'm tired of the game or until it leaves. Then after that, it's like, okay, well, I can't play anymore, but I have all these other games that I can still play.
Yeah, it's genuinely an
Uh,
impressive concept. Because like
yeah.
I sort of have mixed feelings on it. Because on one hand, you never really, if you're buying something digitally these days, you don't really own it at all. But
Hmm.
so like one of
NFTs.
my big reasons for buying the games versus like paying for a subscription was, oh yeah, what if like I can turn to my left and look at my collection of old PlayStation, Xbox, even PC games that were on, disc.
Hmm.
And now I'm like, I could like, this is like going to the next generation. I'm not getting rid of these. Like I'm going to pass these on to, to somebody. And then,
Yeah.
but then you look at like my like Steam library. It's like I have way more games on there than I have physical copies of stuff. And
Hmm.
theoretically, yeah, I'm going to pass down my Steam account to the next whoever gets my Steam account.
I'll take it.
But
That's a lot of free games.
after I'm dead, of course.
Oh, I can make that
Yes,
happen.
yeah.
Don't
It's
worry.
like I've had this account for like 12 years. 12 years of being,
A
like,
slave.
yeah, of having a hobby is going to mean you're invested as hell into something.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot more convenient having the digital versions because that means you could play them at a lot more spaces, especially because if you can just log into your account and then all your games are there, it's like, okay, cool, I don't need to bring something physical with me. And then like a lot of the newer generation just electronics in general don't even have disk drives or
That's
anything like
true.
that.
Yeah, my
uh
computer, my desktop has a disk drive, but only
mhm.
because I put it in there and it's from a computer from the 90s. So I don't even know if it still
Yeah,
works. It's been that long since I've actually used it. Not since the
my
90s. But
laptop. Oh, fair. My laptop and my Xbox, neither of them have a disc drive, so I can't even buy or physical copies of anything to
yeah,
play
yeah.
them.
I can't like I have
Uh,
like box sets of the uh like The Office. I have a box set of The Office, right? The TV show.
mhm.
I can't actually watch that on anything because I don't have a disc player.
Yeah,
Like
that's how they
I have to
get
go
you.
out and buy like a Blu-ray player to put on a TV or one that I don't know works for both. And they're like $80 to just get the actual thing itself. Like this is such a
Hmm.
pain. Why didn't that? Well, they did away with our headphone jacks. They did away with our CD-ROM drives.
And it's stupid.
I'm just
How am I supposed
mad.
to burn a mixtape and give it to the love of my life without a disc drive?
Yeah, a lot of cars don't even have CD players anymore. My car doesn't have a CD
They
player.
don't.
I barely have an aux cable.
Most cars have Sirius XM now, and it's like I didn't even pay for the subscription.
Well, yeah, a lot of it comes free with it. It's like you have a timed trial of 3 months to see if they can
Hmm.
get you hooked on the concept of Sirius XM. Then they
And
rip it away from you and they make you pay for it.
that's when you just say no. I'm just going to connect the Bluetooth and play my own music.
Yep, that's when you go, oh, this is basically what Spotify does, but Spotify does it way better. Shout out to Spotify. Thanks for buying out Anchor and letting us record in this cool space.
Shout out Spotify.
Shout out Spotify. You guys are heroes. Welcome to actually being the most popular streaming service, even though I kind of actually don't use Spotify. I use a different service
I
altogether.
use Spotify. You know what? We're
Well,
gonna mark
you
this real
pay
quick.
for it. You pay for it. And why would you mark
Yeah.
that? You mark that me outing myself as a YouTube
Oh,
music
no.
user? I'm proud of my
no,
YouTube music subscription.
Because we went from video games and buying digital versus physical copies. Now we're talking about streaming services. It's a topic change.
I see. Well, your
Gosh,
your marker is making me mad. So I'm about to fire you
Well, that
from
sounds
your
like
job.
a you problem. You can't fire me.
Stop making the editing process easier.
I'm a founder of this company.
Is that? Oh, are you a founder? Yeah, I guess you are a founder of this company.
I would like to think I'm a founder. Am I just a freaking what's it called? Am I just a spearhead, a figurehead?
You're a
Am I just a monarch while you're the I'm just a monarch while you're Congress. Is that what's going
general
on?
contractor under contract from the parent company.
And who's a part of the parent company, John?
Well, technically nobody is. It's a third-party LLC that's managed by basically nobody. It exists as an entity to deflect blame. Like when I accidentally say something like give me something bad that I've said.
Which thing you said so many. Let's go with some of this last week actually. When you had a problem with gay disability pride.
Oh, that's right. That was right. My small misunderstanding with thinking that the gay disabled community deserved their own month, when actually it was just being disabled in general that got its own month.
Yeah, you sound like a terrible person. Yes. I hope you know that.
Yes. No, I hope that
goes with you to your grave.
I completely misunderstood what was going. Well, okay, first of all, I wasn't reading the page. You were reading the page. And so when you said,
you weren't listening.
Well, when you said, was it? I think it was Gay Pride Month, and then you said Disability Pride Month. That's right, LGBT
Disability Pride.
See, they were all. You didn't say Pride for any of the rest of them, and I was under the impression
I was reading them as it was written.
Right. I was under the impression that not the concept of pride, but the term pride was almost exclusively used by the LGBTQ community.
I see.
So why the disabled would be co-opting a term used by gay folk for their own month when other people, like, you don't have Black Pride Month. It's Black History Month. It's not Asian Pacific Pride. You know, pride, I think, is it's a very specific term. Well, we're getting off topic. I'm defending. I think they
use pride when it's not dealing with history or heritage.
Because disabled people have no heritage. That's right. Yeah.
That sounds terrible to say out loud.
And neither do gay people. Right. So when we eventually end up on a topic like this, you know, the LLC exists so that when somebody inevitably wants to kill me, I can tell them that it was the LLC, and all of my tax problems go away, and so I can run away to Jamaica.
He was just reading off a script.
Yes, yeah. I have a disclaimer.
By the LLC. Got it.
It's a disclaimer that the LLC makes me read to prevent liability on myself. As a liability, I need to protect my liability.
Yeah. You shouldn't be a liability in the first place, but whatever.
Everyone's a liability to some degree, you know? I mean, what, you've never said anything bad in your whole life?
How could I?
I think you've called me a cracker at one point. You know what?
I don't believe that. Absolutely not.
I've said it. I've said it now.
I even say that word.
You
can say it all you want.
Is that right? I said that you said it.
Yeah, notice how you said it.
I said it, and I said that you said it, and there's no way to not
I've said a lot of things. I've called you a lot of words.
Yes, you have. You've called me a lot of different words.
I want you to tell me exactly when I called you that.
I couldn't tell you when exactly. All I know is that you have.
Because I think you're pulling it out of your ass.
No way that
because you're full of shit.
There's no way that you can't prove that you didn't.
And there's no way that you can prove that I did.
Right. See, what is it called? The burden of proof. You'd think is with me. See, except it's
what you're
not.
Doing is you're pulling the Schrodinger's proof right now.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Schrodinger's proof is a great way to put it. Yep.
Kids, cover your ears. Yeah. Oh, Dad and Dad are fighting.
He's about to say it. Cover your ears, everybody.
I'm not saying it. First and foremost, I say slurs that only apply to me, and even then, the only slur I've ever said that I can remember is the N-word. But I don't think I've even said that around you in a very long time. Because I'm the kind of person, I say the things that I feel comfortable saying around people. That I don't feel like making them uncomfortable out of respect.
Your stance is that you've said the N-word once and never said or done anything distasteful outside of that moment in your entire life. That is
regarding you.
That is a bold statement.
Regarding you, That is a bold statement. I've called you a lot of mean things.
See, if we're gonna go far,
I've
podcast,
called
right?
you white. I've called you pasty. I've called you pale.
We should
But I have
probably
not called you a cracker before.
we should probably get rid of all of our cancelable stuff early, like as early as possible, so that if and when we do get canceled, it happens sooner rather than after, we've spent 5+ years, progressing. I mean, kind of we are at the 5-year mark, but say if we get all of our stuff out of the way now, if we then get more serious about the podcast, then we'll either not make it as far because we would be canceled early, which could in turn catapult us to success. It's all a system. We got to game the system.
That's a thing that's happened to
so
people
just
before.
say, call me a cracker right now.
I'm not going to do that.
You have my permission.
You have everything.
You have the C word card. I'm giving you the C word card. Just let her rip.
No. You know why I'm not going to do that? Because you're a person who does not believe in double standards, and if I were to do that, then you would try to convince me that I should give you the N-word pass. And I think the fuck not.
Wow. I can't believe you'd be so rude and call me out.
That's
like
right.
that.
Painting you out to be the bad guy.
Man.
That's my specialty.
It's a real
gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
And it's a real white hat, black hat scenario right now.
Oh my God.
Except I'm the black hat.
I don't think that's how this works.
That's how it works. That's a classic cowboy term. The white hat, black hat. I've been trying to explain this to people for like 15 years? 10 years. That's probably about how long I've been working on my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. And people, every time I would bring up the Fellowship of the White Hats. Nope.
The Fellowship of the White Hats.
No,
oh,
man.
Yeah.
No, man. It's not the KKK.
Just call them the KKK.
It's not. I promise you. They are a
What are their beliefs?
Defending the downtrodden.
Mm-hmm.
They're a group of multi-ethnic, multiracial, really. I mean, there's like all sorts of, there's a lot of fantasy races out there. It's a group of multi-ethnic, a group of people that they go about and they try and defend people, especially from monsters.
Interesting.
The monsters in this case are beings of pure shadow, but all we're doing is like comparing colors at that point.
So
just because it's hard to light you, when you're in darkness, doesn't mean you're a being of complete shadow.
Fellowship of the White Hats defend people from the shadow people.
Yeah, yes.
So the White Hats are protecting people from black shadowy people.
They're only partially black. They're more shadowy than anything.
What color is a shadow?
Dark. but well, technically it's uncolored because darkness is just the absence of light.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the other side, well, what is on the other side? Regular people that are, colored by the sun. Illuminated.
Clarify.
Illuminated is the word I'm looking for.
Elaborate
on which part. You got questions? I'll tell you they're not called the Fellowship of the White Hats anymore, because every time I focus grouped it, they told me I was racist. I can't trust them. They don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know. I think for those people,
who are those people? That's a...
Hey, let's not get off topic now.
Okay.
No, are you talking about that specific group of friends from your FBI agent was talking to you about?
No. Everybody that I've talked to about it. The question that I posed them was, okay, what comes to your mind when I say the Fellowship of the White Hats? I just wanted a raw gut reaction, and 99% of people went the KKK. And I was like, no.
Honestly, I want you to think, without thinking about D&D, how many groups of people do you know wear white hats?
I found that term based on like cowboy mythology. Like
Mhm.
the old, like 1940s movies that they shot a million of. That it's technically a term for that. The good guy wears white, the black guy the bad guy wears
Uh-huh.
black,
Mhm.
and that's how you're able to tell. Like, how do you know that which one's the good guy when they're both wearing black? And so you're able to sort of distinguish who the villain was
I
without
know
just
how you can
looking.
figure this out.
What?
Just make the leader of the group Chuck Norris. Then there's no
See, there
confusion.
you go. Yeah, I mean, Chuck obviously is going to be the hero in this story, but you
Absolutely.
never know who the
How is
bad guy
Chuck
could be.
Norris doing?
I think he's dead.
Is he?
No,
I
he's
don't.
probably like 90 or 80.
I feel like we would have known if he
Yeah, I don't
was.
think. No, he's
Chuck
still alive. He's still alive.
Norris.
There's a lot of action stars that aren't. Like Jet Li. Jet Li didn't make it.
Wait, no, he's fine.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
born. He is currently 83.
83. Yeah. Okay, he's
Yeah.
80s. Yeah, that's impressive. It's an impressive age to reach.
What does he look like now?
Old. He looks old.
He doesn't even look 83.
That's because
That's crazy.
he's been working out for 80 years.
It's also Chuck Norris, to be fair.
Yeah, he's timeless, ageless. He could have died, and they just kept him going.
He kept himself going.
He's like a
He
Terminator.
had a heart attack, and then he looked at his heart and said no.
His heart didn't dare attack him because it was so intimidated by Chuck Norris. Boy, yeah. Good old 2009 when Chuck Norris memes were an actual thing.
He was the god.
Yep.
A lot of kids these days don't even know who Chuck Norris is, which is really sad.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't really been like in anything for years.
He's been doing things, just not like super big name movies or anything.
Yeah, he's probably like I don't know if he's still acting, but he's probably still like a producer or at least like a consultant.
He probably does a lot of what's it called, cameos.
Yeah. At 83, I don't know about that.
I don't know, because Harrison Ford, he's been doing it, or he's been being brought back for a lot of stuff, at least I should say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because I was talking to Jacob about that last Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, no spoilers. I want to watch it and I haven't yet.
Oh, I don't know anything about it except for that he is once again the main character.
Yeah, but he has like a daughter or something in it now. A daughter?
I do believe so. It does have a lot of criticism, but I think it's just because it's one of those things where why are you making a sequel like 30 years later?
Well, they made Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was only about 12 years ago. Also,
Was it
critically panned, but it is what it is. It's hard to make a classic adventure film these days. Everybody wants the bad guys to not just be bad guys.
Yeah.
You can't have Kalima. And also, my child is he's got cancer, and really, what I'm doing here, sacrificing this poor person to this demon, is trying to cure the cancer in this child. Kalima.
I think that's
and then you steal his heart.
No, that's the problem with storytelling these days. Is everybody has to have a reason for what they're doing. They can't just be bad to be bad.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the villain for villain's sake. It's just a shame that like Megamind didn't do his, they just released a second movie in that franchise.
Yeah. Everything about that movie is terrible. I haven't watched it and I refuse to watch it.
I saw the trailer and then I saw someone break down the trailer and go, look, they didn't even animate this properly. Will Ferrell didn't come back. Will Ferrell? Yeah, Will Ferrell didn't come back as the actor. It's, and I believe
for like parts of the trailer, they just took some parts from the original movie to make it look better.
That wouldn't surprise me. Well, that first movie was it was amazing. It was like one of the best.
It was
superhero movies of all time.
That's my favorite superhero movie.
Yeah. There's only a couple that are like in that boat. Honestly, all of them are animated, if you can believe it. I think The Incredibles is up there. Megamind.
Oh, absolutely.
The new Spider-Mans.
those animated Justice League movies are pretty good too.
Also true. The DC animated universe is pretty killer. I can tell you it's a lot better than the live action one. Did I tell you I just recently saw the Zack Snyder Justice League?
I don't think you have.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, first of all,
Was it okay? I haven't watched it yet.
I'll try and keep this short. It turns out they released a entirely black and white version of the movie called Justice is Gray. I don't know, maybe it was grayscaled. It's black and white, right? And I didn't realize somebody else clicked play on it, right? And so I didn't know that I was watching the black and white version, and it was just like part 1, blah 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 blah, and then it started going in black and white. Like, oh, okay, like artistic, kind of interesting, you know. I think it starts. How much of the DC animated universe? That's a regular universe. Have you seen? Have you seen like Superman versus Batman?
I watched the original Aquaman. I watched the original Justice League. None of the Snyder cuts. I've seen enough of Batman versus Superman to know what happened in that one and to be disappointed with it.
I see. Well, wait. So you've seen the Justice League, but not like the recut that they did. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know how different they would be between the two versions because I haven't seen the theatrical release. But you know, it like starts with Superman's death, right? That's kind of the key factor. Spoiler alert, everybody. He doesn't stay dead.
Well, if you watch Batman versus Superman,
yes, I think he dies at the end of that movie.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself or whatever.
Something like that. Lets out a really big scream, and then that makes everything happen, right? And so it made sense. It made sense for the start of that movie to be in black and white. But then it just kept being in black and white. And it just kind of kept going on and on and on and on. We were like, this doesn't seem right. Because the guy that I was watching it with, we remembered seeing it, and he saw it in color. And so it's like, I don't know what's happening. We like got to some underwater scene, and I was looking at the screen going, I can make out 0 details down here. Because it's all varying shades of like gray and darker gray, and then black, and then a little bit lighter gray. I was like, I just can't see anything. Like, are we sure something's not wrong?
Let's see.
And so we paused it and we went, wait, Justice is Gray. What is that? We like looked it up. We went, okay, there's like a version of this movie that they released that was they removed the color from for whatever reason. I'm sure it's social commentary, something. There must have been a reason for it that they did that. But we were like, oh, this is my first time seeing it. I kind of want to see it in color. And so we switched versions, and it was immediately like, oh, this is beautiful. The movie looks really good. It's just not a good movie overall. It's too long and slow, and they keep putting landscape shots in like it's Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it was just like it was okay. It was like if you took a superhero movie and you tried to make it artistic. Those two concepts are like two linebackers running dead at each other. You can have great moments, but when you try and like, I don't know, every time they go to a landscape shot, I'd be like, all right, here we go. Here's another 5 minutes of us seeing a mountain range that looks great, boy, but adds 0 to the actual like plot of this. Especially, it pissed me off so much because they combined like 3 major plot points into one movie and also then disregarded so much of what made them work to do stuff like landscape shots. Like, there's no point to having that kind of stuff in there when you have so much content to get through. Like, they just threw Cyborg in there, even though he's a major player in... His character alone is the crux of like at least a 2-part movie and probably a series as well in the animated version. They like skipped past Flashpoint, just kind of threw the Flashpoint concept in there, which again, not only rebooted the entire universe at one point, but also got its own movie.
Points, honestly.
Yeah. They used that concept a couple of times, I'm sure. But, you know, they throw that in there. They just threw so much into that movie that they didn't need to and did a disservice to because they basically went, oh, wow, we'd rather look at something pretty. And look at this cool shot of Jason Momoa leaping into the water. Isn't he ripped? It's like, what is the point of this when you're relegating one of the major characters of Cyborg to a flashback to make all of his character work. Like, we could have just focused on it. Okay, I understand it's hard to adapt something that has 100% rating and is universally loved on par. That, I can't imagine that ever happening. The Flashpoint movie has, I think, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. People
which is crazy.
love that movie. That movie was great. I saw that. It was awesome. And then when you see those same concepts taken and applied to live action, so much worse. I don't know, man. I just don't know what they thought they were trying to accomplish with that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. What's it called? I think the version that you saw was still the Snyder Cut. It was just in black and white.
Yes, that's correct.
So I've only seen the theatrical version, and I know one of the biggest differences is that the theatrical version is literally half the runtime of that movie.
That was all. That was the one that Zack Snyder didn't really touch. Unfortunately, like, it's really sad, the story that surrounds that. But he basically shot that, and then I think his daughter died, and he basically went, "I'm not finishing this movie. Like, I can't finish this movie." And so they went, "Okay," and so they edited it there.
Yeah, and I think they just said, we're just going to take the pretty parts, and we'll keep that. We're not going to worry about making a cohesive story. We're just going to have celebrities here. We're going to have a main villain, and we're going to have them, like, be at odds with each other, but then they all join the same team, and that's kind of the theatrical movie.
So the theatrical one might be worse?
No, the theatrical one is absolutely worse.
No,
how? If you ask most of any, because the difference between the Zack Snyder and the big difference is because it's 4 hours, it has a lot more going on with that one, but it actually tries to explain a lot more things versus the theatrical one, which is basically like, it'll start plot points and then they just get dropped.
Yeah. They do that in the Zack Snyder cut as well.
And like, it just, I don't know. I feel like the things that they focused on were things that didn't need to be focused on. So like the fight with Superman, when he gets revived, that whole thing, Superman is just pissed off. So he just starts fighting the team, and everybody's like, oh no, we have to get him back. And he's just beating them up. And I'm like, what's the point of this?
Wait a second. Okay, in the theatrical release, were there like random scenes with Lois Lane? Was she like?
I don't think so.
Okay, that was one of the funniest parts of the movie to me. Is we were like dealing with like, all right, Batman is in a cave doing his thing. Like, Wonder Woman is there. They're putting this team together, and then we cut to Lois Lane, and she was like packing a suitcase in her apartment alone, and she was like sad. And then we cut away, and we cut back to like, oh, now we're dealing with the Flash. Like, oh, now we're introducing the Flash. Look how cool this guy is. Like 25 minutes later, we cut back to Lois Lane. She's getting a coffee. She's talking to a taxi driver. She's sad. Then we cut back, and suddenly it's the villain, and he's like, got the mother box. Now we're gonna go and deal with another mother box. 25 minutes later, we cut back to Lois, and she's like having a conversation with I don't know. I think it was Bruce Wayne's. No, wait. I don't even remember who it was. She was just having like a conversation with somebody that turned out to be the Martian Manhunter, who then fucked off for the rest of the movie. He never came back.
I don't even think he was in the original movie.
He showed up. Oh, okay. He morphed into somebody. She's important. I forget who it was. It was Martha. Which one?
Oh.
Was that Bruce's wife? Okay. His mom? I don't know who it was, right? But we just kept cutting back to Lois, right? Like, what is the point of this? Why are we dealing with this? I know exactly why they put that in there. She had about 5 scenes. One of them was Superman has returned, and she shows up magically to save the day and be like, "Come away with me, let's go." And then they go away, and go back to the farm and whatnot.
I was wrong, by the way. She is in the original movie. That part is in the movie. She's in the movie there to calm him down once he gets resurrected.
Yeah, that's
all she's there for.
It's the most. I've never seen a character done such disservice. That they're just like, hey, yeah, you're a side character to a character that's technically dead right now. So you matter so little, you're going to get 5 scenes in this whole 4-hour movie and never show up again. Like the actress
Oh.
showed up, got a big old paycheck, got to shoot 5 scenes of I'm sad, I'm packing, and then left.
Mm-hmm.
What a great gig. I just wish her character was in
Listen,
there more.
I don't know. She did what she had to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she served a purpose. Her purpose just happened to be the most minuscule thing in that entire movie.
Sometimes that's what your acting job is.
True. You know, some actors, they got to bite the bullet. Yep.
I don't know. She probably got paid a lot because it was a blockbuster film.
Well, I mean, they did go, I think, $80 million over budget, and I believe $25 million of that was spent on removing the mustache off of the actor that plays Superman.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, they spent $25 million doing that.
Okay.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's actually wild.
And there's a reason I don't think we're ever getting a sequel to that. And that's because it lost money, first of all.
That, but also, Zack Snyder's not working on DC anymore, I don't think.
That's true. Aren't they completely rebooting the universe with the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy? James Gunn.
Yeah,
James Gunn.
I'm assuming that they started that with the Flash movie, which also tanked really badly.
Well, that's because what's his face is in it. The guy that actually plays the Flash.
Yeah, the same guy who played the Flash in that movie, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Piece of shit guy. Yeah.
Yep.
But also the movie, I haven't seen it, but I still refuse to go watch it because it just does not look good.
Wait, the Flash movie?
And yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw a scene in there. I don't know if it's spoilers or not, but there was a scene in there where, for some reason, we were seeing alternate realities of Superman. And that entire scene, which is a good 5-10 minutes, is completely CGI'd. And they even CGI'd old actors.
Oh, you know,
Superman.
I remember reading about that. That's right.
Including, I believe, the original Superman who committed suicide.
Yeah, it did.
Superman for some reason.
That caused like a controversy. I remember reading about that. That's wild.
Yeah, and on top of that, like the actors that did do like scenes in the film for that, they were like, "Yeah, this isn't what I filmed." Like Nick Cage, who was Superman.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, I was in the movie, but that's not at all what I filmed."
That's incredible. Yeah, that's what happens when you sign the document that says, "Yeah, we can scan your entire body and use your likeness in perpetuity till the end of all time." Absolutely.
Yeah, and I do believe the only thing that saved that film was the Batman cameos.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
But even then, it's just like, Jesus, how do you mess? I understand doing things for cash grabs, but when you're not even getting a cash grab, what's the point?
Yeah, when all you're doing is losing $80 million, then you kind of got to question why they're even doing it. I mean, it's really hard to follow up with the Avengers, especially right after like Infinity War and the one after that.
We're also in a Endgame.
Yeah, that's right.
We're also just in a decline of superhero movies right now.
That's true. That's very true.
But it seems like we're going back into the like big robot kaiju time period, because I know Godzilla and like King Kong are like making movies back to back right now.
Oh yeah, well they had the Godzilla -1, right, and that did really well.
That was such a good movie.
People really liked that one. I haven't really seen a lot of the Godzilla movies, to be totally honest, so I was just like, that's a Godzilla movie.
You should go watch it. That's the first Godzilla movie in a while that's kind of like one of the older ones, because one of the biggest things for American Godzilla movies is that Godzilla is usually like the hero, but for a lot of the Japanese films, Godzilla is usually the antagonist for the humans.
Yeah.
And so Godzilla -1 is a Japanese film, and it takes place, I think, at the end of World War II. And
I've seen -1.
Oh!
I was saying I haven't seen a lot of the other ones, so I don't really have a bar to compare it to.
My bad.
No,
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was amazing. It invoked a lot of emotions. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nice.
And it takes a lot for a movie to do that.
Well, that's great. Yeah. I thought that the human element was pretty engaging.
Yeah, because a lot of times the humans are just kind of there to make the story continue. Uh, and I think in this movie, it was a lot more focusing on the humans than Godzilla, and it was just kind of focusing on, as somebody I used to be friends with would say, the human condition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we're actually we have 9 seconds to wrap this up before we hit our hour mark.
yeah, I feel like we talked a lot about the same topic this time. We weren't super sporadic like the usual.
We did like 5 marks, 10 marks. How many marks did we do?
I have 7.
7.
But
Yeah,
like the last 20 minutes is 1 mark because we were just talking about movies,
that's fair. Yeah.
mostly Justice League.
I think I remember you saying you had a topic that you wanted to bring up to ask my opinion of, and
Oh, it was just about the computer stuff.
Okay.
And then I never even asked about it.
nice. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We promise we'll be better.
listening.
We'll be yeah.
Probably
We'll be
listening.
better next time. We'll be
In
smarter.
my defense, I'm still fighting sick.
Yep. And I woke up like an hour ago. So
I also woke up like an hour ago.
all right. Well, that's on you. That's your fault. That's 910%.
You're lucky you're not here because I would beat you up.
You couldn't beat up.
That's a threat, by the way.
You couldn't beat up nothing.
John, buddy, how much weight have you lost?
That's not
You're
important.
basically a twig now. I can push you over. It'll be windy outside and you'll fly away.
That's true. You are like a rock, and I'm just a big old
Yeah.
twig now.
I'm built like a linebacker.
Like, all right. We gotta just pat ourselves on the back and say, all right, bye.
Adios.